following products are used for a Rema Stem6 Universal Patch 6 minor repair. A pen or marker to mark the injury, ensuring we can find the hole once we've removed the nail. It's also used to mark the patch area. A probe is used to help lift up the material which caused the puncture, so that we can get pliers or pincers onto the item and pull it out of the tyre. It's also used to ensure the direction of the injury, so we can drill through the injury and not make a new one. The mill cutter is a precision tool which will grind away all the steel cords and texture the rubber at the same time. It must be used at slow speed or it will burn the rubber. The hardened steel cutter is a budget tool which is only expected to last for 40 to 60 repairs. It doesn't so much cut the steel cords as break them. A drill is used with the mill cutter or hardened steel cutter to drill and clean the holes. Normal speed is 2500 RPM, again not to burn the rubber. Liquid buff spray is used for pre-cleaning the inner liner. A rubber scraper is used to scrape the liner after liquid buff is applied to ensure the liner is not contaminated prior to buffing. Slow speed buffers are used to buff and texture the liner surface to give texture to vulcanize to. A contour wheel is used at slow speed to buff the rubber. Either 46 or, if confident, a 36 grit can be used for passenger tyres. We use BL cement for all repair materials with blue bonding rubber. We need the 20 plus chemicals to completely activate the blue bonding rubber and cause it to vulcanize to the tyre. The fitting wire is used to pull a Rema stem through a prepared hole. A Rema Stem6 is used for repairing a passenger tyre and is the maximum injury that can be repaired in a passenger tyre without a reinforced patch. Universal Patch 6 or UP6 is the patch that's used to seal a Rema Stem6. It is unreinforced and can be used in both cross-ply and radial tyres. Inner liner sealer is used to ensure all buff marks not covered by the patch are sealed so that the tyre can't leak after the repair. A vacuum is used to suck away all the dust after the liner is buffed. We don't use an air gun as this can recontaminate the buffed surface. Pliers are used to pull out nails which cause the puncture and to pull the mini combi unit through the hole. Stitches are used to stitch down the repair patch of the combi repair and ensure that no air is trapped under the patch. And safety glasses must be worn whenever mechanically buffing tyres or vacuuming rubber dust. Using a probe, lift the nail or piece of metal up until you can get your pliers or pincers to finish levering the object out. If it's a tech screw, you can use a screwdriver. Check the direction of the hole to remove the object, because you must follow the hole when you drill in and clean it. When the hole is more than 25 degrees off the vertical, you must use a separate plug and patch, so that the patch won't be broken off the stem by the pressure of the angle. Next, use a marker to mark the injury. If we don't, it has been known to make a completely new hole in the tyre. When drilling the hole with a hardened steel cutter, drill from the outside to the inside to ensure that you follow the correct angle of the penetration. Then re-drill it from the inside out. This will help break off most of the steel cords and push any that are left outwards so that you can pull the plug through the holes easily. This tool must be used with a slow speed buff. The alternative preferred option is to drill the hole with a tungsten carbide cutter. With this cutter, you only need to drill 4 or 5 times in and out of the tyre to ensure the hole is clean and the rubber textured properly. It must also be used with a slow speed buff. Next, insert the combi plug into the pulling wire. Apply some cement to the plug and into the hole. Any cement on the shaft that is wiped off as it goes through the hole will be cleaned up in the cleaning and buffing process. Turn the tyre on the spreader so that it's easier to work on the liner. Using the aerosol spray, spray the liner with liquid buff, then scrape it clean. This ensures that there are no contaminants buffed into the liner. If we do it after buffing, we actually scrape contaminants into our buff marks. Use a marker pen to mark the area to be buffed and to ensure you don't buff too large an area, but don't use crayon as this can contaminate the buff marks. Using a 46 grit contour wheel with a slow speed grinder or drill, buff the complete area for the patch. Use circular movements to ensure you don't buff through the liner. Using an air or electric vacuum, suck away the dust. This will keep the work area clean and not contaminate your buffed surface as it would if you used an air gun. Then take the 350 gram can and brush supplied and apply an even coat of BL cement to the buffed surface. Turn the cemented area to the top, as this will allow the vapours given off by the drying cement to drop away. It'll also help dry the cement a little faster and you won't get contamination from dust. Turn the tyre so that the area for the patch is not deformed, and after a few minutes check to see whether the cement has dried with your knuckle. Then take a UP6 from the packet, remembering to keep the packet closed afterwards so that remaining patches are kept in a clean, dry, dust-free environment. Place the patch on the dried cement. Using a ball bearing stitcher, start in the middle of the patch and stitch it millimetre by millimetre to the edge. Then repeat the process on the other side. You should then stitch around the outside edge to ensure it's completely stitched down, as this is the only pressure the patch will get before the tyre is placed on the rim. Use of inner liner sealers is part of world standards. Because you can't always be sure that buff marks haven't gone through the liner, sealer will ensure that all buff marks are sealed and the repair doesn't leak. Finally, use a sharp knife to trim off the remaining plug about 1 mm proud of the tread surface. The tyre is now ready to be fitted to the rim and re-inflated. After checking in a dip tank to ensure there are no leaks, the wheel can then be fitted to the vehicle. The most important point to remember is that by using the Rema Tip-Top Blue glue with the Rema Tip-Top Blue patch, you've undertaken a full cold vulcanization. At 18 degrees centigrade, this repair will take up to 24 hours to fully vulcanize. It's still safe to fit it immediately to the vehicle, provided the repair has been carried out in the tread area only. The reason this is safe is because the tread area is reinforced and able to maintain its shape, protecting the patch until full vulcanization has occurred. By following these recommendations, you can be sure of undertaking tyre repair to the highest possible standard.